couple people that are here, and I want to talk about how stupid this fucking argument is and how sick I am of hearing this argument. Because this argument is disingenuous as fuck. And I will explain why here in just a second. My phone's about to cut out. I should just wait. My phone's probably going to cut out for about 10 seconds, and then we'll be good to go. And I will tell you why this argument is stupid as fuck and disingenuous. My phone might cut out right for 5 seconds. Actually, might not cut out. Okay, so it did. So you hear this argument that no amendment's absolute. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. Yes, you fucking can yell fire in a crowded theater. The right, free speech is not restrictable. I mean, we've seen more of your ability or you having to self-censor in order to be on fucking tired. Have platforms such as the YouTube. But there, I'm of the opinion that you should be able to say anything you want. I don't care what it is. If I say I'm going to kill you, but I have no intent on really killing you, and you act in a fucked up way, that is a you problem. I didn't make you do that. That was you jumping to conclusions based off of whatever I said, when what I said wasn't probably truthful. Yelling fire in a crowded theater. Now, allegedly, the call to action is what's illegal. I disagree with it completely. I think if you want to stand wherever in a fucking ballroom full of people and scream, there's a fire, more power to you, rock on. Because me personally, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go, I don't smell smoke. Sit down, babe. Sit down. There's no smoke. We're good. Let all these other clowns trample each other on the way out the door. And then we'll get up and leave if you still want to. It's a stupid argument. So the right to keep and bear arms, no amendment is absolute. Yes, the Second Amendment is absolute. It's an absolute restriction on the government. It's not a fucking right, and it needs to quit being treated as if the amendment is the right. So let's play it the same game, but with the right to keep and bear arms. So the right to keep and bear arms is not absolute. Yes, it is. What you cannot do with your right is fucking just go around shooting people. Why can you not do that? Well, it's immoral, unjust. It's just not, we all naturally know it's not the right thing to do. You shouldn't just murder fucking people for no goddamn reason. But the right to keep and bear arms is absolute. Even somebody in the commission of a murder, so they are murdering someone with a firearm, has the right to have that firearm. They do not have the right to murder with that firearm. It's two separate issues. We need to quit treating it as one issue when it's not. And if people can learn to break things down like that, in that way, we would be a lot better off. And I have to do it sometimes myself. I have to still think about things, like stop and think about them. Like, wait a second, what's the real problem here? How does this thing correlate with this thing, or how does it not? Just like that. The murderer has the right to keep and bear arms. He does not have the right to murder. It's two separate issues involving the same tool at the same time. And you can't get people to think that way no more because they're too busy watching the idiot box and believe what fucking Fox News or CNN tells them, or what their favorite gun tuber tells them, or just whatever. And it's just like, I'm way outside the box. If you had a box over there if you had a box, I don't even know if you guys can hear it. Something I say, my phone's fucking to the damn radio. If you had a box over there with all these people in it that argue about whatever bullshit they're arguing about, I'm nowhere in that box, so I see things in a different light. It's like you having a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a husband or a wife, and you having your problems with them, and me looking at it, the relationship from outside, saying, well, hey man, she does this, or hey man, he does this, or whatever it is. But you have to know what I'm talking about because we've all done that with our friends. Like, hey man, um, your bitch ain't just hanging around Jody for no reason. You know that, right? Like, I know she feeds you that shit that they've been friends since high school and they ain't never slept together and they fell asleep next to each other 1,000 times. He ain't never done nothing. I get that. She is fucking him. He's 45 years old and still best friends with Jody. And they hang out every Friday and Saturday night while you watch the kids or while you're here at work. You know what I'm talking about. Evening, how you doing? Don't open the box. Trust me, man, I won't open that damn box. I stay as far outside of that box as I can, and but it's like everybody around me, for the most part. Now I do run into people that you can talk to them very easily and they get it. Travis has been down here all week. We've done some work out at his land. Not much, not as much as I would like to. I wish I could have took the week off from work. He actually went to work with me and helped me at work all day today. Um, but he got to meet Stacy and Lisa, which were customers of mine, and now they're just really good friends of mine. Um, they're actually some of my first customers on my own when Paul went back to Minnesota. I think they were the first customers I had on my own without Paul here. But Stacy was of the opinion that we got into an argument about this when I was working for him. He's not a loud man, but I could tell in his voice that he was he was getting frustrated with me because I said there's no such thing as a good cop. He's like, yeah, there is. There's lots of good cops. Our sheriff's a good cop. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. And I just kind of gave my spiel, and it sucks to say this, but I've said this 100,000 times to you guys that know me. My message has gotten. You guys have seen it. My message has gotten so much shorter. I've said it so many times. I'm burnt out on the message. When I first started this, I had a big old long message. I could talk about all this shit for hours and not really repeat myself too much. And now it's just like I'm just burnt out on it because I see that the amount of people who actually care or who will stop long enough to think like, wait a second, this makes sense. And not only does it make sense, like you could look it up. Like I've been challenging cops for years now. Every cop I run into, show me in our Constitution where we the people, which happens to include me, by the way, I'm part of that we the people, give government the authority to police us. You can't do it. Now, there was some asshole named Gay Note that started a big war who went to Article 2, Section 3. No, it does not give government the authority to create a policing force. It's still on people to police the community. In that case, it would be the militia in those federal lands. But that's not a policing force. It's the militia, it's the people, and the people decide. We now have an endless amount of laws that are enforced by these bad fucking pieces of shit. Um, when the reality is that the people are always supposed to have the last say. Like people look at now the Supreme Court now. Well, what's the check and balance to the Supreme Court? The people. That's who. We are supposed to be the balance to all of it. It's not really supposed to be, our government balancing each side out because the men who created it knew at some time all of government would become tyrannical in its own way. Everybody involved in it would have their own agenda and they would all be working together. And look what's happening today. The cost of food, the fuel prices, whatever it is, has gone through the fucking roof. And it's not because it happened by chance. It's not because of some shit me and you did. It happened by design for a select few to enrich their goddamn families and their lineage throughout all of history or throughout the end of time. And here's the thing: is those millions and millions and millions of fiat worthless dollars that they have. I create a dollar. I go to federal prison. Secret Service be knocking on my door. But our government can conspire with the Federal Reserve to create dollars, fake notes, and it's cool. Not only do they do that, our federal government then prints off um, millions of dollars of fake money to then bribe the states to then violate your rights, and the states just go along with it. Like it's Government is corrupt and illegitimate at all levels. I don't give a shit if it's your local sheriff, your local city council. I don't care. It's all illegitimate at this point. And if you take part in it and you vote for it, well, you get what you asked for. Kick rocks, get out of the way. I have nothing for you. Voting harder ain't going to get us out of this. Voting hard is what got us in this shit. And it's because people don't know what they're voting for. They don't know how to vote. They don't know why they're voting. My opinion is that once I won't even go as far as to say women, but I'm sexist if I say that, which I really don't give a fuck. My wife will tell you, women for the most part. This is a blanket statement. I'm not saying that every woman is this. Okay, just like when I say women are beautiful creatures, I assure you, not all women are beautiful, but women don't think logically. But then again, most men don't. Not today, anyway. So when women started voting, and it really what killed the our election process was what the welfare system. If all I do is take, if I rely on government to steal from you to give to me, yet I had the same vote as you, what am I going to vote for every single time an election comes around? I'm going to vote for whoever promises me the most free shit. Free to me, stolen from you. But I don't think about that. I do. I don't vote, but you know what I'm saying. If I was to, if I, and it's bullshit. If you're on welfare, you shouldn't get a fucking say in what goes on. You should sit your ass down, be fucking happy that that be fucking happy that you're surviving. How about that? And like, what's going on right now? What are these people doing, and how are they surviving? Like, I bust my nuts, man. Like, I bust my nuts, and I cannot get ahead for the life of me. Yet I see these dudes driving around new Toyota trucks, fucking Corvettes, not new ones, but I've seen people driving around Corvettes and shit. I'm standing in line at Walmart, and I'm looking at my last $100. I got some bread and milk and a case of Mountain Dew and a 12 pack of Coke and some laundry detergent, and I'm like, fuck. And I look up, in the bitch in front of me that's 275 pounds overweight, bust out her EBT card, buying all steaks and Doritos and shit. It gets frustrating, but like we get what we ask for, and people like freedom just doesn't mean much to people anymore. It means a lot to me. It means enough to me that like I don't have the illusion of freedom. Do I play the game? Of course I do. To a certain degree, I have to. To a certain degree, we all have to. Um, and I know I'm justifying my own mind because I know I don't have to, right? So I play the game just like most people. Well, I don't want to say that. I play the game as some people do. Yeah, I can't say that way either. Okay, how do I say this? I play the game to the extent that I'm okay playing it. How about that? There we go. Um, but I'm really not okay with it at all. I'm fucking not okay with it at all, and you shouldn't be okay with it either. I'm sorry. My head is killing me, and I got shit coming on out of my fucking nose for some reason today. But I'm a freedom purist, like to the 10th degree. But until we can get people to think logically about things like, and just small things on a small level, like the DUI things, like dry fire faith, like he let what he got heated with me about uh my drinking and driving comments. Do I think you should drink and drive? Nope, sure don't. I don't support it at all. I think it's irresponsible. I think it's stupid. I think that you are not only putting your life and property in danger, but you're putting other people's life and property in danger. Do I think you should have the freedom to drink and drive? More fucking yes, I do. If you get behind the wheel and you drive home drunk and you hurt nobody, what is the problem? Because there's far more people that get behind the wheel that hurt nobody than people who get behind the wheel and hurt people. So if your position is that we should arrest people just because they're drinking and driving, you're using the same argument that is being used to try to take firearms from people that have no intent on ever harming anyone. So just because you're drunk, you're going to kill somebody. So we must do some pre-crime shit because of what could happen, and we must take your license, take you to jail, take your car. That way, and you go pay the local guy that's in with the sheriffs to get your car back. $700 or whatever it is. Um, try to ruin your life, make it so you can't get a job. Some states you can't buy firearms, whatever it is. It's the same argument that they use about guns. So are all amendments absolute? Yes, they are. They are our restrictions on government. That's fucking their absolute restrictions. Period. That's it. But because of the standing armies they've amassed, the insulation they put between them and us, they don't give two fucks, man. And when I say they, I mean all of them. That's from your local cop to the sheriff, um, city cops, councilmen, none of them. Anybody that's involved with government today doesn't care about freedom or anything. I would love to run for office. I would love to. Nothing would make me happier than to win a congressional seat, like in the Senate. Put me in the Senate and watch what happens. They'll kill me. I'd be dead. I'd be Epstein by Hillary, but I wouldn't last long. But I'd make some noise. A lot of it. Being in government is supposed to be a burden. People are not supposed to really want to be in government. You're supposed to really have to talk people into serving. The president's supposed to be the only position in government that is supposed to be a paid position. Yet we have Congress who voted itself a salary, votes itself raises, um, votes itself everything, makes it so they can commit crimes, but you can't commit crimes. Votes themselves immunity, gives their thugs immunity. I mean, if I was king, sure, I'd give all my henchmen immunity also. Especially if maybe not everybody was in on my game. And maybe I didn't have absolute control over everybody. But then to some degree, they do have control over everybody because there's not very many people who think like I do. And the trippiest part about it is like, tell me anything that I say that would violate anybody's rights, or that would violate anybody's right to be free or their liberty. Anything. I challenge anyone. Because if I do it, tell me so I can fucking correct it. Because I assure you, it's not going to be very many things. Where are you at, Matt? You're supposed to be down here this week, man. I'm pretty upset that I didn't get to see you. How's it going, Mr. Gray Black? Hi-oh. Cost of luxury increase. Must be nice. Yeah, no shit. No shit, Billy. Did you see where who was it, man? They went on a trip, and just on the fucking airplane, just the services they received. Not this ain't even the flight. This is just the shit that they received on the airplane. Their food and champagne, whatever it was. The bill was $90,000. Where did I read that story at? 90 grand. That didn't include the plane or nothing. And your kids are paying for that shit. And that's probably what pisses me off about this federal red flag shit more than anything. Is that it's like me saying, hey Greg, I'm broke. So you have to know that I'm broke. I'm actually more than broke. My life today, let's just say, as an example, let's say I live the way I do today, have the job I have today. I'm $30 million in debt. I owe $30 million on paper. Realistically, I probably owe $130 million. But Greg, if you go pick this thing up for me in California, I'm going to print off some of these notes and give them to you. And since I'm the banker and I also create the money, it's going to be good money for you to spend. But I really don't have it. I'm just printing it now, and we're going to rely on our great grandkids. I mean, it's criminality across the board. Like, these dudes are the worst kinds of fucking criminals. I've slept in the same room as murderers, rapists. I mean, like some fucked up people. People are fucked up. Like the average dude can be twisted. I assure you. Like the Adam Sweet story, it rings in my head. I go to sleep at night sometimes thinking about what that dude told me about killing his grandma. And like if I told you, like it just if I told you the story the way he told me, it would fucking haunt you. I slept in the room with that dude with a shut door. It was me and him, like, and nobody around. So, like, I've been around some fucked up people. I would pick Adam Sweet any day over any of these fuckers in government. They are far more of a criminal than that dude ever will be. What if he's killed anybody else yet? If not, he's going to. But the man with the pen rules. I guess the people with the pens rule. It's not even so much the pens; it's the dudes with the henchmen rule. And that's all this is about, man. They have a monopoly on force and violence, and that's how all this whole scheme. It's the core of it is that. Without that, nothing. And the rest of it falls like dominoes. None of this shit would be happening today if the police didn't exist. And when I say police, I mean all policing forces, not just the local cops, all of them. And yes, I know that there would be some problems if we abolish the police. I get it. I know. But the revolution wasn't fucking pretty. Nobody likes solutions unless everybody comes out on top. And when I say this, and I say this to people in private, and I say it on here, but I don't think people really understand this. 90% of the shit I say really has nothing to do with me. Unless I'm talking about some shit that directly had something to do with me. All this shit, it's not about me. It's about you. It's about my kids. It's about my wife. It's about Travis. It's about Matt. It's about Greg. It's about Tracy. Like, I will handle me. But what I don't want is some shit happening to you that I have a problem with. Or some shit happening to Jake that I have a problem with. I don't want that shit to happen. When I say stuff like that, like if some shit like that happened, do you really think for 1 second that I really believe that I would fucking survive through it? No. I will take it a step further. Do you really think I believe that my family would survive through it? Most likely not. So it's not like I think that it's all going to be a bed of roses and I'm going to make it out okay. No, I know that it would be fucked up, and I know that most people probably are not going to survive, and I know that I just know. But it's better than the other side, the other way, the path we're on now. Nobody wins now. We all lose. All of our kids lose. Man. Well, I mean, why did they put him in the nursing home? You know, you have to ask that question too. At one time, families took care of the elderly, and they even took care of not just their own family members, but the elderly in the community. That's the kind of shit we need to get back to. But people, we're so busy living our own lives to stay caught up that we don't have time for nothing else. Like I haven't done work here at our place. I can't tell you the last thing I've done. The last thing I did was put that raised bed together. How many weeks ago was that? I don't have time. Why don't I have time? I'm supposed to be at work right now. I was supposed to go to work tonight. I just texted her and told her I wasn't coming. I got tomorrow through Tuesday to dedicate over there, but I told her I was going to go tonight, so I was trying to go tonight. Um, they just want it done because they want to move in. I get it, 100%. I get it, but they only have so much money, and they're going to run out of money before I get done. But I don't have time. And that's where we're all at. If something happened to one of my parents, I don't have time. It's not that I don't want to; it's that I can't afford to because I don't have time. God, my truck is dirty. Baby girl, you need a bath, don't you? I'm gonna get mom out here clean you up like she did her car. Bullshit. Been trying to get my wife to clean my truck for 3 months now. She got a car for 3 days and got it spotless. Spent 3 hours out here the other night cleaning it. What's Mr. NG saying? Mr. NG is always full of some good stuff. Exactly, man. Exactly, NG. I try to get a lot done. I do, man. Like this week, I somehow screwed up. Travis came in town. We're supposed to be out there working, which really I need to go. I should be out there working right now because it's right down the road. And if I get tired, I can come home. The only reason I didn't go out to the other jobs because it's an hour away from my house. So I get out there and get tired. And I like the other night, trade. Luckily, trade was with me last night. I went out there because I didn't get paid last week. I missed. We just kept missing each other. It's not a big deal. But I went out there too. I was going to go work last night. Then I don't know what happened. We didn't wind up staying. I just wanted to get paid and throw some figuring and we left. But if it wouldn't have been for training with me, I'd probably be dead right now, man. I was straight falling asleep behind the wheel last night on my way home. I was so damn tired. And that's just from trying to get everything done. There's not enough hours in the day. If everybody was on the same schedule I was on, I would make it. There would be, well, there probably still wouldn't be. Like I told Travis today, if I just had 8 more hours in a day, I'd be asking for 8 more. And I still wouldn't have time to get everything done. And it takes time. Everything takes some time. I mean, some things make it easier. Like when you do what I do, tell you what makes it easier when people just let you do your fucking job. It makes things go way faster. It's way easier. Costs less money. I somehow wound up with 3 toilets on my trailer today, but I only replaced 2. And my new toilets, I got toilets for days. I'm gonna sit them out there in my driveway and grow flowers in them. Swear to God, we're gonna redneck it all the way. That's some redneck shit right there, ain't it? Should do that. That'd be some funny shit. Put them outside my front door, grow flowers out, fit right in at the crack house. Oh, well, and that's bullshit, man. So Christy's mom had power of attorney over her grandmother, and I kept telling her, man, I'm like, look, you need to put all her everything she owns. You need to either give it to one of us or give it to yourself. If you're worried about them coming after you, like you're trying to steal her shit, sell it to one of us, give it to one of us, whatever you got to do. And she didn't do it, and they did. They took her home and everything, man. I mean, I think it's the system has been created up. It's they want us to die with nothing. So Travis, I just when I started, how do I say this? I don't know if Travis will care. I tell you this. Hopefully he won't. I don't see why he will. So when Travis is in Ohio, I'm down here. His property, to a certain degree, needs to be maintained, or else it's going to fall back into disrepair like it is now. So he's like, well, I was telling him how I was going to go out there to work, and he's like, said something about paying me. And I was like, I can't, I really don't want to take your money, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're my buddy. I'm going to be using the property too, so I don't want to pay you. I don't want you to pay me. But he had his dad's car. His dad passed away a couple of years ago. I think it was pre-COVID, and he's had his dad's Impala since then. You know, let's call it a $2,000 car, just for this argument, just for this conversation. Let's call it a $2,000 car, a $2,000 car. He had to go through the court to get the title to that car, although he had power of attorney for his dad when his dad passed away, but had to go through the court not to get a title for the car because Travis could have. We could have just went to a notary. Travis could have signed the title. He had the power of attorney for his dad, and nobody probably would have ever known unless somebody went looking. At which point they would have found out his dad was dead. Travis had the power of attorney. Blah 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 blah. And it didn't take that long. It only took a couple of weeks, but it's a fucking $2,000 car. But it just shows the point. Like government needs they need their piece of everything. They're going to get their piece of everything. If you give them a way to get it, they're going to get their piece of everything. Hence why I don't keep nothing in my name. That is one reason why I've never kept vehicles in my name. Uh, like this land is not in my name per se. So the way the contract is written, we're technically renting this land, right? We're not. We're buying it. That's the way the contract is written. Why? Because it's not mine right now. It can't be taken from me. They can do whatever they want to me, but they still can't take this because it's not mine. And when the time comes that it's going to become mine, guess what's going to happen to it? It's going to be given away. It'll be given away to my dad, my mom, my sister, my brother. Um, and I only do this because I just happen to have. I got a lot of fuck it in my veins. So at any time, some stupid shit could pop off. And when that shit happens, I just don't want them taking all my shit and auctioning it off. I'd rather have somebody else have it. To kind of how I feel about it. Or if my truck gets impounded, somebody can come and get it. My car gets impounded, somebody can come and get it. Armadillos. Why we got armadillos in freaking Tennessee? Well, that shit. What scared me to death last night? How you doing, Mr. Brass Tar? What you got? That's crazy, man. See, like, there's two times in people's lives when the realness comes out of them, or really how they are. I don't want to say the realness. Who they really are comes out. When somebody dies close to them, when they're drunk. Like, I can't stand it every time somebody dies. The first thing people want to do is start grabbing. And, like, I get it. If my dad died, there's certain things that he has like I would want, but it wouldn't be the things like other people does. My parents are not like buku rich, right? In fact, they're buku poor. But like my dad's shirts, I would want one of his shirts one of his most recently worn shirts that hasn't been washed. Why? Because I can remember as a kid the way my dad smelled. Like I still can remember it to this day. I can't smell now. I can't taste food, but I can still smell that if that makes sense. It's just like Nick. I Nick's been dead since 2019, but I still know what it feels like to hug him. Like I can still feel my hands on his back or his chest against mine, and that's just some shit that I wanted my dad's. If something happened to my mom, I would just want my dog back. No, I'd want her, just something. But like my brother don't care. My brother just be like, "Fuck it, I don't want nothing." And my sister I think if something happened like that, I think she'd be pretty. She wouldn't be. She's executor of both my mom and my dad's wills. She'll call it. She'll threaten to call the cops on your ass though. You have to be nice to her. She'll call the boys on you. Try to anyway. I told her last time you do that shit. Next time I was gonna punch you in the mouth. I was gonna make you call the cops on me. It is so nice out here. You know what I need to do? I need to be working on these damn lights in this truck. I got some LED fog lights that you put on front and rear. You can't see shit backing up in this thing at nighttime. Go away, buggies. I don't want no bugs in my truck. So I bought this little flashlight. If you guys are looking for like a good work light to keep in your pocket, I hate pin lights. And I hate them because you have to hold them like this to shine them. my hands don't work all right all the time. So I hate holding them like this. So I was looking for a different one. So I bought this Energizer light, like $34 at Walmart. So now I wouldn't be telling. I'm not sponsored by Energizer or nothing. I'm just telling you this because this is a good light. So it's waterproof. I dropped it in water and it kept on the truck. And it's LED. I mean, it's pretty bright. I don't know what else, how much you guys can see. I don't know how much you guys can see, but it's a pretty bright light. So I lost it while I was working on my truck last week or whatever. I lost it one night. It fell out of my pocket. I found it the next day. I ran over it with my truck, and it still works. That's what I'm telling you about. It's a $34 light. You can run over it with a damn 4-ton truck, and it still works. Pretty good light. I use it every day. Nobody ever claimed that ladder rack, so I need to sell it. Anybody need a ladder rack for your van? I got one cheap. Things are like 2 grand or some shit. I need a. There's a lot of stuff I need. Tell you what else I need if anybody sees one. Two things. I told you about the come along. I need one of the old come alongs, the ones that operate with a pipe where you can pull the pipe out. That has the two locks on it. It's got the two locks in the front and then the two release locks on the back. One of the bigger ones. I need one of those. I need a 100-gallon transfer tank. I think they call it a T tank though. One of the ones for a short bed truck, so the tank fits in between the wheel wells. I need one of those too. If I had one of those, I could go about 1,500 miles without having to fill up. It's so cool out here. Nighttime. I wish you guys could see the like when you look up at the stars out here at nighttime. It's almost like you're looking through a set of nods, man. Not quite, but I mean it is crazy just how many stars you can see. My phone won't do it justice. So I'm not even gonna try to show you. I think I tried that one night. Anyway, I want to jump off here. I guess just I know I got way far away from what I initially started talking about. It's just the way my brain works, man. I'm just so fed up. I think everybody's fed up with a lot of shit. And now, you have people that are super excited because of the Supreme Court's ruling. But what's funny is the crazies left of center. They said the Supreme Court was illegitimate now. So where do you think is going to happen? I bet something comes out of that. I need to build a better chicken coop too. I got the crack house and I got the crack house chicken coop. The chicken crack house, chicken crack coop, whatever. I don't know. But I won't jump off here. I got to get in the shower and get some sleep. I got to get up early tomorrow and go to work. I think Travis is going to take my truck in the morning, so I will just drive the car out there. I think I have everything out there I need just about. House has turned out cool, man. The house we're doing it all 1x6, the interior 1x6, and I think I might try to get some people together because I know they can't afford to pay me to get it done. Like I know that they can't, but these people are like really doing it, man. Like they have busted their ass for the last 4 years. They don't owe a dollar on this place, and I wish I could help them. You know, even after they are done helping me, because they're helping me more than I help them. I make money from it. I wish we could get a bunch of people together to go out there and just finish the interior of their house, just get all the walls, uh, all the wood put up on the walls, and get the ceiling done. That's all they need to get the electric turned on to get the two staircases built. I need somebody that is familiar with hand hewing staircases. So we're going to use whole cedar logs. Probably going to use one log split, but then we're going to hew them out and use half logs for the steps too. I'm sure I could do it, but like I told him, it's going to take me a long time to do that shit because I've never done it. I can do it. I have no doubt that I can do it. I just think it's going to take me a while to get it done. I would love to help those people get all that shit done so they can move into their home, man. They've been living in a freaking 27-foot camper for 4 years with 5 kids. One of those kids has Down syndrome. So like, I mean, and they're cool, man. Like they're cool ass people. I think he's 38. She's I don't know how old she is. But like he cuts railroad ties for the railroad, and she waitresses 3 days a week, man. And then the day she's off, she's pregnant. She goes out there and helps them with the sawmill. I wish we could get some people together and help. And just man, we could get it done in no time too. If we had a crew of about 6 people, we could get that whole place done in a few days from where it's at now. And I'll have it way further than where it's at now by the next 5 weeks, maybe in September. So in September, I think we're going to do like a get together down here. Me and Travis have talked about it. So we're doing the Back to the Land Festival. Sovereign Village Project is, or I'm sorry, it's Homesteading for a Living. That's the name of his channel now. Matt and Gabby, they're doing that in September. T Black's going to be out here for that. Um, Travis will be down here for that. So I think we're going to do uh, like I think it was last year we all went to Travis's house in Columbus. I think we're going to do it down here this year. It'll be closer for everybody to come to. Well, like it'll be closer for Liberty Williams. He drove all the way to Ohio last year. I need to go see him. But we might if we do that and Travis doesn't care. Like certain people, certain people knows they're invited already. But we'll see who all. I don't know. It's his land, so it depends on who he wants out there. Not that he wouldn't want everybody out there, but there's some people who just don't know to listen to me. You know what I mean? Um, so we'll see. Well, I think we're going to do it though. I got 8 of my ticks yesterday, but I got to jump off here. You guys have a good night and stay safe. My chickens destroyed my garden, the little bastards. So now we're going to have lots of chicken soup. I'm killing all of them. No, I'm not. I want to though. They keep hiding their eggs from me. Anyway, have a good night, guys. Stay safe. Peace.